This is the project today. This is the stern, or what I believe is the stern. It may be one knot back, but we're going to go short here right now. But the idea is to keep digging here. We're getting a little depth. We're getting some basic lines for the top of the canoe, and we've approached the first couple of knots. These are two slightly large knots, as you can tell. My hand isn't exactly small, and we got our work cut out for us today. I'm going to go ahead and dig in here, and we'll see what happens. If it's too tough, I'll just bypass them and keep on going. I'm trying to open up the canoe all the way to the bow and get some more decisive lines to work with here. So, at the end of the day, we'll do another virtual tour and see where we're at. How do you take out a knot? First, I'm trying to keep my edge, and I got to keep the top of the gunwale nice and high right now. We'll work it down later. But so I'm digging into the outside of the knot here and up to this next one. I'm going to dig into this a little, and almost, if not all of that knot will come out underneath here. But right now, I'm going to stick with this higher line. I don't know, we're going to come out somewhere in there eventually. But top down, you go little by little, and I haven't really made a finish line on top yet. And digging this out a little bit is going to help determine that. But the other thing is that when we get it up top, I'll get a better look, and then I'll make my final lines. But it's okay to dig down a little bit here. This is going to be the top of the canoe. I could even flip it and be the bottom right at this point. But it's going to be one or the other. And we're going with the top. And we're just going to dig down a little bit. It's all about getting some basic lines to work with. And then little by little, you make the lines permanent. One obnoxious thing about doing this right now is that I have to swing lefty pretty much all day. I do a little bit to the right here and there, but in reality I have to go lefty because the grain of the wood going from this side with my left hand, I'm pulling towards the stern, towards the thin end of the canoe, and so when you slice it, the wood comes out. Instead, say if you slice towards the base of the canoe, you can dig in, and it makes it much harder to do, especially once you start getting down a little bit. So generally I'm chopping towards the stern, and so that's why I'm building this way up the canoe. And but I'm already making progress here. That's just a couple minutes of chopping, in all honesty. So we're doing pretty good. And but it'd be nice once we get it to flatter ground, then I can use my right arm more too, and I can walk around the canoe and hit it everywhere. Pretty much what I have to do now is just do the top and leave the ends, because we're gonna pull it up by one or both of the ends and get it up to higher ground eventually, and I don't want to get them to a point where they could get damaged. So I'm gonna leave them be and dig in. So. And I got these knots going. Let's keep going and see what happens here. This white mold or fungus has started appearing all over the canoe. It seems mostly from the bow. It's really coated heavy down there. So I might have to address this. The footing here continues to be the problem for me, because we're on this hill here and the ground is very uneven below me. I'm pulling up the wood chips. they're pretty comfortable, but it's very hard to get a good position to swing the adze. I'm on a good slope right here, and I'm either too low or too high, or it's just very hard to get an angle on it. So that's why you see me digging in from this side, and I'll get down into the far side of the canoe, which is the starboard side, and then when I get a chance, when we get up to high ground, I'll come back more this way and carve out the port side. But anyway, not really getting into it much here, except to level it out a little bit, get a couple inches exposed all the way down. That's the idea here. Got a ways to go. But finally I get one of these things doing it. I just exposed this critter, and the hornet's doing his job. I have to do it from this side, so it's very difficult. This is how we're doing it here. It's working down by the knot here. Look what I found. This is Mother Nature doing its job. These yellow jackets are helping me. They're not stinging me. They're going after the high protein content of the larva. This is a circle of life. I've been waiting to catch this. Canoe, canoe. More hornets. He's starting to not like that I'm here. Alright, alright. Alright, alright. Ooh, I pissed him off. Oh, man, get away from me. These things are everywhere. Whew. They're rather upset with me right now. I think I'm going to take a break. Ooh. They're at the point they might sting me. But there's a lot of critters I've exposed, so I'm going to let them have at it. Whoa. Hey now. Okay, I'm trying to get this done. Part of my trouble. These hornets, or whatever they are, bother me. Well, I've definitely motivated the critters, the flying critters around here, and they're doing their job. They're going after the larvae, but they were getting a little crazy and they were going after me, and frankly, I've had enough for one day. I did dig down in between the knots and around them, and we got a little more depth in front. I'm going to continue my way towards the bow tomorrow, and one of these days we're still going to get some help getting it up top, and until then I'm going to dig down. But I'm finishing roughing the outlines of the inside of the canoe, and then I'll build out from there as I go. But doing what I can while I'm waiting on the lift, and but those yellow jackets or hornets or whatever the heck they are crazy pissed, and they're busy, and that's good. I'm gonna let them be. They might just save this canoe. So, the circle of life. Oh, she's looking good. Here's your bow shot. Beautiful.